The Stations of the Cross is a Catholic devotion in which we meditate on the final hours and sufferings of Christ. In our tradition, we consider ourselves to be the body of Christ, and when one member of the body of Christ suffers, we all suffer. Tonight, we hope the stations will allow you to both be informed about the conditions of people in our community and also reflect on how we are connected to their suffering.
Station 1. Jesus is condemned to death. Members of our St. Julie's community live in Hoffman Villamonte neighborhood, which has a disproportionately high crime rate in San Jose. It's often dangerous, but easy to overlook. It is situated between large estate homes of Almaden Valley and the Almaden Expressway and Blossom Hill Road.
Station 2, Jesus carries his cross. There have been 25 homicides so far in San Jose this year, as compared to 11 at this time last year. 2 of these homicides occurred in the Hoffman Villamonte area. There have been 56 assaults in 1 mile radius of this neighborhood in the last 6 months.
Station 3, Jesus falls for the first time. Proposed budget cuts will reduce the number of police officers by at least 100. This will be devastating in our community that is already fearful of retaliation from neighbors and distrust of police. According to the San Jose Mercury News, San Jose is looking at a $115 million budget deficit. San Jose Police Department, in the San Jose Police Department will lay off 122 police officers, even with police concessions. An additional 156 may lose their jobs if a police union contract is not approved.
Station 5, Jesus is helped by Simon of Cyrene. PACT has met with experts, council members, supervisors, the police, the chief of police, the principal of Pioneer High School, and other churches to solve these issues, and many more to learn about the impact of the budget of our neighborhood and learn more about issues of public safety.
Station number 6, Veronica wipes the face of Jesus. PACT also conducted a survey in South and East San Jose. Of 2,700 respondents, over 1,000 respondents surveyed do not report crimes because they fear that the police will not do anything about it because of deportation, because they will be targeted by the police, or because they fear for their safety. 91% of respondents in Southside congregations said they want to have a better relationship with law enforcement. What does that tell us? Community members want to build a better relationships, but fear is a serious barrier.
Station 7, Jesus falls for the second time. We need to take a moment to examine this growing fear in immigrant communities of law enforcement due to fear of deportation and current enforcement policies that help to cause the distrust that exists with law enforcement. National enforcement-only policies are being implemented due to the lack of comprehensive immigration reform. Secure Communities, or SCOM as we call it, was implemented in Santa Clara County despite the unanimous opposition of the Board of Supervisors. SCOM causes local law enforcement to be an unwilling and often unknowing participant in the deportation process. SCOM is actually preventing law enforcement from doing its job of building relations in the community and preventing crime. It is a dangerous, predatory program.
Station number 8. The women of Jerusalem weep for Jesus. Weep not for me, who am innocent, but weep for yourselves and your children. In Santa Clara County, an overrepresentation of youth of color in detention facilities is overwhelming. 87% of youth in juvenile facilities are youth of color. Without a coordinated country reentry program, consistent caseworkers, and available resources, most offenders come out of the system and commit another crime. Once they are in the system, the odds are stacked up against them. 70% of people in detention facilities are repeat offenders. Our youth deserve better than this.
An overrepresentation of youth of color is great cause for concern, as well as a growing tension among ethnic communities and law enforcement. The mayor and police chief have acknowledged concerns about racial profiling and explained the problem as bias-based policing. It occurs not just in the judgment that happens before a person is stopped, but in the treatment people receive after they are stopped, based on their ethnicity or other characteristics. There is apparent commitment to rooting out racial profiling or bias-based policing. However, the plan to eliminate bias-based policing is unclear.
Station 14. Jesus is laid in the tomb, which leads to the resurrection of Christ. This is a pinnacle piece of our faith tradition. Through the end of life, we find hope. In all the tragedy that has already occurred this year, and through all the fear, we will push forward to achieve equality, safety, dignity, and respect. PACT is working with public officials to make San Jose and Santa Clara County the safest place to live and to be a leader in immigration integration.
Breaking the cycle of fear. We must work to end the root causes of growing fear in undocumented immigrant communities by advocating for comprehensive immigration reform. Until we have put a stop to enforcement-only policies which scapegoat immigrants, we will never solve these problems. We need to start by examining programs like ESCOM in Santa Clara County.
Let's work on rebuilding community trust of law enforcement and work towards a real plan to stop bias-based policing and meaningful training to our police officers that include multiculturalism training. Let's work to keep police officers in high-crime neighborhoods, to build a mutual, respectful relationship with community members in order to reduce crime.
Let's bring to San Jose models such as Lifeline's ceasefire and a holistic approach to repeat offenders re-entering our community. Lifeline targets repeat offenders in given neighborhoods by using mapping, statistics, and street outreach workers to identify crime offenders. This method is part of an approach about bringing in faith leaders, affected community members, law enforcement, probation, public defenders, and social service agencies together to offer and insist upon a path for the offender of not returning to crime.
Thank you.